What is going on? Hey, it's JT here in the studio. Already got people watching. That's good to see. How you guys doing tonight? Uh man, I'm still wore out from this weekend in Reading and the truck races, and man, it was something. Now listen, I didn't get to go to Trucking for Kids, so I missed out on that whole deal, and a lot of the guys, well, the three main guys that were here in Reading or there in Reading over the weekend, they were down at Trucking for Kids. So you guys got to see them all, and you got to see a lot more too, because there was a lot more of them down there. But it was exciting, and it was something to see the Beast run finally. The first time for me to actually see Mario Manette and his Beast run down the track. Mario had a rough go of it though. He had some injector issues and mechanical issues, so stuff didn't quite work out the way that he wanted it to. Certainly, some of the fans probably the same. They would have loved to seen Mario to clean it up, but uh, on the other hand, V Brothers Velasquez Racing, Oscar won over the weekend and cleaned up and did a great job. Man, some of the other trucks, the four wheelers, holy crap! There was a Corvette there that, if I'm not mistaken, was doing four fives and 130 miles an hour down that eighth mile. So I mean, some serious action going on. The diesel engines were working overtime to make it happen. So quite exciting and really fun to watch. I want to say hi to Kendall. How you doing, Pete Anderson? What's up, buddy? You guys are watching over on YouTube. That's cool, man. YouTube's where it's at. Honestly, you know what? We do Facebook because that's where a lot of you pretty much dwell and hang out. I mean, that's our biggest audience, that's for sure. But YouTube, I have another business that I work with that I helped start, and it's called Folsom TV. And we're going to be back this Friday. I'm going back to Folsom just for the day to live stream the Vista High graduation. Again, it'll be the third year in a row I've done that. We're doing that exclusively to YouTube now, for the simple reason, number one, that super high quality picture, 1080p, and the music. Facebook mutes pretty much everything, and the I forget the name of the graduation march. Got some kind of crazy funny name, but anyway, they mute it out on us every time, and so instead of going through that grief, we're just going to stream over it on YouTube, and YouTube it recognizes that music, pomp and something. Somebody help me out. Does anybody remember what the name of it is? Then you'll know. But YouTube recognizes all music, and of course the stuff's copyrighted, and we don't. Most of us have the license to use stuff, but they don't cancel the stream out because of it. So thank you, YouTube. Kendall, congratulations. Yeah, summer is here for you then, girl. That means that means it's time to go have fun and find the swimming hole and go do fun and cool stuff, man. I remember summer vacations. Well, from when I was a kid, the summer vacations I'm thinking of right now. We don't get summer vacations as adults unless we're parents, and we got kids that we take and go. We do the family thing, for the summer vacation with them, and try to get them out there and take them out and do something with them and make it fun. But gosh, summer vacations when I was in high school, junior high even too, man. Junior high, wow. Okay, I don't want to go down that road trip. But hey, it was a good one. I don't want to go down there. I'll get lost forever on that. Listen, we thought we had a show coming up this weekend, but I want to make sure that we don't get confused on that. And that's A&L. And I'll mention this next week because we got into one more show coming up for May. But A&L's got a show coming up June 3rd and 4th. I want to help those guys out, so we get a week in advance to jump on it a little bit. It's going to be at the Fresno Fairgrounds, and it's bobtails are 75, combos 100. I just talked to James at A&L, and the show goes from 9 in the morning till midnight on Saturday. So bring everything if you're gonna you're going to be up for that one, man, because they're going to go all night on that guy. And then the awards are going to be later on Sunday afternoon. So sounds like a party on Saturday. Bring everything you got and have fun. And tell them John and 10-4 and Studio 10-4 Live sent you. But it looks like a good one. Again, Fresno Fairgrounds, June 3rd and 4th. So check that out. Kyle, good to have you on the show, buddy. Appreciate you tuning in. Coming up for us, and this is June 8th, 9th, and 10th, 9, 10, and that is Reno and the ATHS. And of course, having our handy dandy calendar makes life really easy. I'm going to bring that on into the mix. You guys know that we got this, and those of you that don't, if you're ever wondering where to go and when, go to that events tab right there, click on it, and all the shows. And look at this, how many have already gone by, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, 13 shows already have gone by. And those are just the ones that we've listed and we know about. But yeah, so anyway, you know what? Let me I'll get back to Reno, but here's a show that I want to hear about because we had somebody that was going to go to this show, but they have a illness in the family. So and I hope that works out and their family member gets better. But the Troy Huddleston Memorial Truck Show, and that's obviously the first one. And I don't know if that'll be becoming a regular thing or how that's going to pan out. But anybody that goes, we'd sure like to know how it is. Do you enjoy it? Share some video over on the 10-4 Magazine Lounge, which is our group on Facebook. If you haven't become a member of that, then check it out. Shows in Dallas. Dallas specifically, well, there used to be, and Dallas specifically anymore. I know Texas Motor Speedway. They just had the Peterbilt reveal, so that was a big deal for their new 589. The replacement, of course, the 300 series, three nines, 59, 79, 89. Now it's 589. So yeah, that happened. But as far as Dallas, Texas, I got Houston, Texas, the Texas Trucking Show, and that's going to be in June. You would think that there would be, but that's the thing. There's not, because that show, Great American Truck Show, that used to be in Dallas is no more. So Texas Motorplex, which is going to be the NHRDA World Finals, that's National Hot Rod Diesel Association. That's in September. That's in East Texas, but so sorry, Dallas. Here's the thing, man. If you've got a truck show in your town or anywhere nearby, someplace you got within reason to drive to, you best go there and support it, because if you don't, then you might not have a truck show very long, and that can happen. There's a lot of things that go into making these shows a success. You can't even imagine what it takes to make one of these shows work and have it turn out like Trucking for Kids did this last time around. I mean, getting back to 2 days, that's a big deal. Let's face it. We knew that wasn't our call to go to one day last year. We just had to do and deal the cards, play the cards we were dealt. Best way to put it, and we did, and it was a success. That being said, we did go back to 2 days, and we'll keep it there. That's pretty much in stone. That 2 days is going to be what we do, and to make a show like that happen, there are so many moving parts, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody that does that on our team, to Dan and Shan and Tim and April and just everybody that's in that part of the brain trust that makes it happen. It is a big, huge deal to make it all happen. So, lot to be said there. Colby Kaliva, what is up, brother? Thanks for the video. Colby did a real nice solid for me. He sent me a video of a walk around little deal he did for us, for himself, really. And now I'm adopting it and making it ours at Rogue Truck Body. And that is for the new bottom dumps that we are building at Rogue Truck Body. that we premiered at Trucking for Kids. And if you didn't see those, man, I don't know how you could miss them, because those things were two trailers of just pure shiny aluminum, uh, glowing over there somewhere on the parking lot during Trucking for Kids during that weekend. Those got a lot of action for us, so we appreciate Colby and send me that video, the walk around. We're going to use that on our website, and of course, give Colby credit for that. But as well as many other trucks that were there and shining and looking good, which incidentally kind of brings me to show report for Trucking for Kids. We'll have that next week, because next week we're going to launch the June edition of 10-4 magazine. That'll be going out probably next Wednesday, and you guys will be able to get the latest update of everything 10-4 in the magazine. And Dan, in fact, Dan's on the road, or was on the road last I talked to him. We were conversing about the different things that were, Trucking for Kids and the upcoming edition of the magazine. But he's doing press check. I don't know if you guys know this too. Dan drives down to LA every month, at least once, if not more, to take care of business for 10-4. He's got to go from mid, Central Valley down to where our printer is at, down in Monrovia or wherever they're at down there in LA. LA to me is LA. It's everything. Southern California, right? And I know it's not, but that's just easier for me to call it that. And he'll be down there doing the press check on the magazine tomorrow, and making sure that everything looks the way that it's supposed to. And Miss Shannon in there finally jumping in and saying howdy, or at least Anaheim anyway. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, down in Anaheim. Thank you. And making sure that the magazine looks the way that he wants it to, and should look, so that we all get everything the right colors in the right places and doing what they're supposed to do. So, show report. Thank you. The show report, like I said, that'll be out in the magazine next week, and we should have Dan on the magazine in the show next week, because he'll be available to do that. And that'll be our last show for May. Which, wow. So this weekend's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody got stuff planned, I hope. I'm actually, like I said, I'll be down in Folsom just for the day, and then back home. I've got friends coming up, so I'm excited about that. We got people coming and staying with me next week that are going to be from Folsom. They're bringing their RV up. They're going to be parking it up here, and we'll be hanging out and getting caught up on old times and making new memories up here in the Pacific Northwest. Can't wait for that to happen. That's exciting. Let's talk now about Reno ATHS. So, as I said before, you guys have the ability to check everything out event wise. Let's switch that around. There we go. And it's on our event page in the magazine website, 10-4magazine.com. ATHS is in there, and that is right at the beginning of June, right there, 8th, 9th, and 10th. If you guys are going, and I'm not saying this to discourage anybody, but my understanding is that they've got a full house that weekend already at the Grand Sierra Resort, which is where the show's happening and we're staying at. But it doesn't hurt to call and see if there's something available either there or nearby. So check that out. We would love to see everybody out there. This is going to be a great show. Last time, what was it, 3 years ago that they had the show there? It was outstanding. In fact, that was, if I'm not mistaken, Shannon, you can help me with this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the last show that Big E attended before we lost him, unfortunately. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the last show that he attended. And man, I miss that guy, and people are still leaving the building, man. Tina Turner, any of you music people out there that love rock and roll and loved especially the 80s and the comeback of Miss Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll, passed away at 83 years old. She led a full life, quite an adventurous life, and certainly one full of a lot of stories and a lot of music. I think she had, and I had this conversation with Miss Julia earlier. I think she had dual citizenship, if I'm not mistaken, because she had left the United States many years ago and moved and lived in Switzerland, and so she was no longer living in the USA, and what she did there is basically retired and probably lived off of a very successful album that she did in the '80s, Private Dancer, and that album, man, that was it. It was like if you never heard of Tina Turner, you have now, and certainly um, well worth everything that she had done and made happen. She was huge, just huge. I don't know if you guys remember her in Tommy, but she was going back a ways there for that one, but she was quite the sight and quite the artist. So sad to see her go. And I'll say this, and I always do when I mention artists that are leaving us. Anybody you have any inclination to see, and they're anywhere nearby you to go see them, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait, because let me tell you, man. And this really goes for anybody out there because you don't know what's going to happen, but uh, the chances and the opportunities, they come and go, but take advantage of them when you have that one opportunity. Some of the best shows you'll see too that are most fun can be groups that you loved when you were growing up, and they're playing the fairgrounds now, or they're playing at a local county fair, and you get that discounted show, and you sometimes you can't even imagine how great of a show. I went and saw Lionel Richie, yes, Lionel Richie, one year at the state fair, mid state fair they call it in California. It's in Paso Robles, and that was one of the best shows I ever went to, ever went to. And I mean, I've been to a lot of shows, but what a great show that was. Charlie Daniels, saw him down there at the same place too. That was an incredible show as well. Anyway, back to ATHS. Hope to see you guys there. That is again the 8th, 9th, and 10th. That is in Reno and at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Nevada. They should have, and I don't know the exact number, but I think I'm hearing somewhere of 1,000 trucks. That's a lot of trucks, man. Um, we'll see when we get there for sure, but that is a lot, and we will be live streaming all weekend from the show. So look forward to that. In fact, I got to start getting to work on getting our people in line for that show. If you're an advertiser or you have a product or a service out there and you would like us to have you be a part of our programming for the weekend while we're out there, get a hold of me, John at 10formagazine.com, or you can simply call me. You guys know how to get a hold of me. You can reach out through Facebook and go that route as well. Any point of contact is satisfactory for me, and we'll get you taken care of. Love to have you be a part of that. And that goes for GBATs too. That's going to be coming up in September. So a lot of great shows that are still in the works. Again, the Troy Huddleston deal coming up this weekend, and then also the following weekend is going to be the A&L show, and that's down in Fresno. So look forward to hearing what the Huddleston show turns out like. Dan and Shan will be down at A&L, is my understanding, walking around and checking things out. Not this weekend again, but the following weekend in Fresno. So if you guys look out for them, maybe they'll give you a nod and you get a picture and an autograph. Oscar, what's up, my brother? Yeah, man. Winner right there in the house. Last weekend's winner in Reading. So let's talk about Reading a little bit. Um, Randy and his folks there at NHRDA, who we are co-sponsoring the Big Rig Super Drags. We put on a good deal over there in Redding, California. So I met the track owner. Didn't know it, but they own also Sacramento, which unfortunately, a moment for Sacramento. Sacramento will be uh, closing. This is the last year for them. And all operations that were at Sacramento, I guess, are going to kind of move up to Reading, and and Tony and his folks are going to be taking care of it and running it there. But Reading is a nice track, a nice place. We had great access. I was trackside all day long. Um, they ran the races on Saturday until they got through to the afternoon and had the finals, and then truck pulls took place, and they kind of did the same format before in Sacramento when I first met Randy and the NHRDA folks, and they scraped off the ground next to the track, and that's where they had the pulls. A little dusty for my liking. My equipment is probably still mad at me because it's so full of dust. Oh man, I mean we got dusted out big time, but it was a good day, and Redding. Let me tell you, if you've never been to Redding, California, this is the time of the year to go if you need to be there because it's not 100 blazing, 20 degrees hot. It was trackside was 106. I'm not going to lie, it got a little warm there trackside, but I think really the real temperature was like more like 90, so not too bad. But great event, ran the races solid, and again, thanks to Randy for everything he did for Trucking for Kids and running our races down there. That was amazing, I heard, and what a great job he did, and I'm sure after seeing him do it in in Reading this last weekend that he definitely did a good job down in Irwindale for Trucking for Kids. So thanks, Randy. Appreciate that, and look forward to the next event that we take place with him in the NHRDA, which will be Montana, if I'm not mistaken, and then they'll be getting set up for their finals in Texas. And again, you guys check that out over on our website. Mr. Jamie Williams in the house. Jim Stoltz, good to have you on there, buddy. Thanks for dropping in, and I appreciate everybody that always drops by the show. Next week, as I said, we'll have Dan in the studio. We'll be talking about the show report that's coming out. We'll also be talking about doing a little bit more of a wrap of the 10-4 experience at the Texas Motor Speedway, where the Peterbilt folks did their unveiling of their new 589. I almost said 79, 589. So Dan and Shan were there, and Eric Hill, and quite frankly, quite a lot of folks we know were at that. I mean, it was basically a who is who in the Peterbilt world. So, and all the reports I've heard so far is that Peterbilt was really focused on being legendary, which they are, and the show and the way they took care of everybody was first class, and it was legendary. So I know Dan will have a lot to talk about there. But the big news that we were going to share with you next week is going to be some numbers from TFK. And without giving that away, because I'm not going to, we're going to wait until next week to tell you what's up with that and how much money was made at Trucking for Kids for the kids this year. And of course, the bulk of that money going to the Shriners Hospital for Children, and maybe a couple other charities out there that need a little help as well. But Shriners definitely get the bulk of it. And thanks to all the volunteers, always you guys make it possible to do what happens at Trucking for Kids as well. It is all for the children, so nobody gets paid. This is all just this is the give back that 10-4 does, and everybody that's involved. So we appreciate that, and all the presenting sponsors and everybody else, people that donated to the auction, the silent auction. Thank you for what you did as well. So, Jamie, it's getting close, man. We're gonna be seeing you in Missouri here soon, man. It's this year is flying by now. We kind of hit a corner here and turned, and now it's like it's just full on pedal to the metal all of a sudden. So the way things go, man, the older you get, the faster the clock flies. So seems to be anyways. Next week, look forward to Dan being in the studio. This week, I'm going to shut her down for now, and we will see you guys back here next week. It'll be our last show of May. It'll be the 31st. So new magazine will be coming out. You guys are all getting together and hopefully getting ready to spend Memorial Day weekend. and celebrate it right, man. Memorial Day weekend is here to memorialize all those that have served before, that that did give, paid the ultimate price. And there's a lot of confusion sometimes about what all these holidays mean. And I hope we get this one right. And take a moment, remember your family, those that were in your family that served, and those that even though you don't know them, they served for you, so you could be able to do the things you do in this country. And boy, yeah, don't want to go too far down that one either. But listen, get our country back on the tracks, because it's off the tracks right now. So pray for that, and have a safe weekend. We'll see you guys here next week. Until then, keep the shiny side up. This is John here in the Studio 10-4 Live Weekly Update, shutting it down for this week. Until next week, take care. We'll see you then.